Episode 2. Take 700. No notes, no nothing. Just straight into it. Straight talk. Straight experiences.
Let's talk dating then.
Oh, dating.
Mm-mm.
So we'll try and go through past experiences, maybe lessons, throw some questions, throw some quotes. An interesting one you just said, the show Love is Blind.
Yeah. I'm such an advocate for not watching shit like that. Especially when you got Love Island and the others. But this one got put to me from a friend because obviously the clues in the title, Love is Blind. So they literally put people in to 2 rooms with a wall between them, spoke to each other.
I don't think I've seen it.
It was an interesting concept, but it was a bit, I don't know, because I think they do the whole thing over like 40 weeks, but they only stay in that like accommodation for 3 weeks. So it's 3 weeks to get to know somebody through a wall, decide if you're going to propose to them, see them for the first time, and there's like a heavy chance you're going to open that curtain and be like, or you can be like, yeah.
What, just like loads of people all together in one room?
Yeah, and I only watched the UK one, and there was one absolute dickhead on it.
Well, that leads me to beg the question, what about the connection on that? Considering Love is Blind, this day and age, you could swipe for eternity. There's more, but there's something different about not seeing and having that deeper connection with just talking.
That was one of the biggest parts of it, because we've got Tinder and we've got Bumble and we've got Hinge and whatever else.
Disgusting.
It's literally like, it's taking the saying, don't judge a book by its cover, so backwards, because you're literally just swiping through and you're not, I mean, it's hard to do that, and I don't know, maybe somebody's going to come up with a concept to make it a way so we can actually learn to know people before we start basing off their looks. Yeah. Obviously physical attraction is important anyway, but physical attraction doesn't make up the entirety of a good healthy relationship, marriage, whatever.
No, definitely.
Because if you like, for me, I can be attracted to someone, not just for me, but fuck it, I constantly like have to justify what I'm saying. For me,
that's fine.
If I'm attracted to somebody physically and not attracted to them mentally, I have like these 2 lists in my head that's weird. People that I just fuck, and then people that I'd consider actually.
You're either straight in bed with me or you're like, Yeah,
literally, I've always had that. It's weird.
On the Love is Blind thing, one little thing with that, because I gave you some points earlier about it. We don't really talk a lot, but we might shoot the shit a little bit. Choose someone as though you are blind. Close your eyes and see what you can feel of that person, of their kindness, loyalty, insight, devotion, their ability to be concerned with you, their ability to care for themselves as an independent being. It's more important that we see with our eyes closed when it comes to the object of our love. I think some people struggle with it, really. They're so, oh mate, come on, you know how it goes. Everyone's just so fickle, so taken by what they see. Especially some people with some big jugglies. Yeah, they're just gone. They've got nothing else rattling in that head of theirs, have they?
The majority of people especially men, aren't in touch with themselves. So all they're really going to go for is someone they can show off on their side on Instagram, or Facebook or TikTok, or whatever else.
Yeah, definitely.
Which is so backwards, because like, and it's hard to know when you look at that outside in. From outside going in, you look at that relationship like, oh man, I wish I had something that happy, but then you actually look into it and they're like, I'm glad I'm single.
And then doing that, just attaining a girl just for that reason, it kind of comes into the same umbrella of like just achieving certain things, success, possessions, whatever. If you just get the fruit, get this amazing girl, and then you just sat there, you're not emotionally available for that girl. You're facing yourself in a relationship. It's not a getaway. It's going to be a lesson, and you can't appreciate the other side of her because you're just so stuck on the aesthetic. And that's young blokes, hard to say, really. Everyone trips up over that.
Yeah, but I think women are just as bad as well. Like, I think it's quite an equal playing field across the board, because some women will literally just go for, oh, he's good looking, I'm gonna have him, and they won't give it. It's almost like they do have that quite masculine energy about them, and they'll kind of like have like a narcissistic approach with it.
I'd say they're hornier than blokes, but they just hide it. You just hide it.
Dirty bitches.
God damn. Yeah. Love is Blind. I think I'll have to watch it, definitely.
You know who else is blind? Gary Glitter. Wait,
No.
Stevie Wonder.
Yeah.
Never mind. Don't know why I brought that up, but
Why you got...
you've got to go with it.
Why you got Gary Glitter on your mouth?
I don't know. I don't know. He's my idol.
Come on. All right. I'll throw you a question then, out of the blue. Romantically speaking, what's drawn you to people in the past? Ooh. Might be a bit of a heavy setter. I'll say it.
Yeah, a little bit.
Do you want me to say it again?
No. I get it. It's trying to think.
Well, that's the fear. That's the on the spot thing, isn't it?
One of my, especially over the past year or so, my downfall with it has been looking past the red flags to see the green flags that could be there in the time to come. So they will be displaying some behaviour that's like, that should immediately tell me, nah, you shouldn't go for this person.
Yeah.
But then you think, right, well, okay, so they're going through this situation, that's that'd be why they're causing that's happening. But realistically, like, you cannot inflict change on somebody that doesn't want to change.
Yeah, one thing I've held on to is everything's rosy when you're looking through rose-stained glass.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, but yeah, when
you're not going to see those red flags through the roses, are you?
I think establishing the difference between love and lust is something in that honeymoon phase is so unbelievably difficult to do, because realistically, let's say you go out on a night out, you see a girl you like the look of, she's fit, you want to fuck, you fuck for a couple of months, see each other for a couple of months, and then you get to like 6 months in, it starts to die out. You realise then that it's only lust. Whereas it's hard to. I mean, there's some situations where I've been in where I've kind of been in that early stage, and I'm like, you know what, this actually is my person.
Yeah, it shows you.
The problem is that so many people are so fucking good at lying and telling you what you want to hear, so you end up falling for the bullshit and. We're bad, men are bad for it, but women are also bad for it, because they sometimes just want to fuck and they will tell you what you want to hear, so you fall into it. And as you can probably tell by the passion in my voice, that has happened to me many times, but I would be lying if I said I ain't done the same.
Nah, we've all got experiences, isn't it? Every one of us. You hit on a lot of points there. I had so much in my head after each one there. But definitely, lust is, well, everyone's got that animalistic side. I don't know about the ladies, but jumping ahead into the sexual side of things, like, men, I reckon, just change. Like, some say they're just different person, like, it just takes over them, really. Can be a bit scary in some cases, especially when
in terms of hormones, when like you want to fuck someone.
Yeah, or just like in the moment. I'd say mostly in the moment as it's all going into it. Some blokes just go straight for the dessert, like, you all know what that is. Just get into the finish.
Yeah, because some
girls want to just be in that moment, which is just way better. It's just having that connection. It's just in fact, probably the vast majority of men don't have that ability to actually. They don't have the emotional maturity or awareness to be able to actually pull that horniness back, and no pun intended at all. Pull that back and actually go. Stop saying
it. Let's go with something else. Look past that, bend over, whatever. Look past it and go, right, okay, it is just, I just do want to fuck her. When I actually talk to her, then it's not really making me happy. It's just the surface level bullshit that's making me attracted to her.
There's a lot of emptiness out there with a lot of people's actions, but that's life as well. Like, we have all these conversations, but I don't want to just go straight to the end and like not let people live and make the mistakes, because that's how it's meant to be. You have to make your mistakes to get there.
But a lot of people don't learn from their mistakes,
and a lot of people hurt women along the way, which ain't very fun. I've seen examples of other men just being outrageous, really.
Oh yeah.
I'm not going to get into the nasty details here, but I'm sure everyone's, especially women, the amount of stories that I have heard, it is disgusting, isn't it, really?
Oh, we are definitely, in terms of aggression with the lust side of things, worse than women, I think. Especially because, like, as taboo of a thing it is to say nowadays that men are stronger than women. So realistically, if we didn't have that ability to control ourselves at all, and we wanted to fuck, then we could quite literally fuck, and that's why you get so many cases of rape and whatever.
It would be disgusting, mate. Would be disgusting. But on a nicer little quote side of it, I quite liked it. The sweetest noise on earth, a woman's tongue, a string which hath no discord. That's, I see it and feel it. Especially like a mother's tongue is just soft, delicate, caring, sympathetic. Don't be dirty. Don't be dirty in the corner there. That was meant to be wholesome, and you ruined it, both of you.
Sorry.
You're getting out of your system, yeah? We're trying to have a mature conversation
I literally saw him in the corner of my eye, just looked straight at me. I was like, oh, fuck.
God's sake. Pull it back.
Yeah. Oh, dear.
You guys. Man. What's your opinion on that? A soft...
Question.
It's not a question. It's meant to be a delicate quote. The sweetest noise on earth, a woman's tongue, a string which hath no discord. That was from Brian Proctor. Because that's in the terms of they soothe you, they're gentle, a motherly figure, or even a sympathetic girlfriend that understands you to a degree, has that caring, soothing ability around you. Have you ever felt that? And not your mother's?
I haven't even felt my mother's.
Anyway.
What does Discord mean? Every time you said Discord, I was just thinking of the fucking app.
Oh.
I don't actually know what Discord means.
Let me be properly accurate with you. Disagreement between people. Lack of harmony between notes sounding together. The sweetest noise on earth, a woman's tongue, a string which hath no discord. Do you understand that? So there's no disagreement, there's no ruffling your feathers,
right,
there's no... Yeah. Well, I thought it was quite nice anyway, but...
Yeah, it is. It is.
It is. I don't know a weird fact back in the day, like Victorian times and
I
stuff.
thought you were about to tell us you was touched as a kid or something.
Well, yeah, but still, like back in Victorian times,
Go
mate,
for it.
the nannies just used to wank off the children.
What?
Yeah, mate. Oh, good times.
I was born in the wrong era. Sorry.
Take me back.
I can't come out today and get milked by the nanny.
You just finished dinner. Your mum's just like, go on, go get milk.
Standard partner. At what age? I want to know at what age did that start?
I don't know, probably like 10 onwards.
Do you reckon that's how the BBC formed?
Why would it form that way?
Well, the wanking kids off, aren't they?
Hey!
Yeah, it's an idea.
Ha! Probably.
Batty
Probably.
Boy Club.
Yeah.
Cats all they mean, did they?
Batty Boy Club. Yeah.
Different.
Let me give you the question again. If you want, I'll fucking turn it back on to me as well, really.
Fucking hell. Yeah, right, yeah. So you did ask me a question.
Go again.
You know what, actually, right? So I was having a conversation with a friend the other day, and I have got a problem with, because I've not had a serious relationship or a substantial relationship for the past 6 years, anything in between that I kind of like dismiss as anything. Where realistically, I say I've been single for 6 years, but I haven't. I've had like things up to like 6 months, but it's never really been anything substantial. But in terms of learning stuff about myself, the biggest thing for me over the past couple of years has been learning composure within myself.
Good.
Because you remember what I was like back in the day. I had absolute no composure. It was 0 to 100 with like that. And all it did was cause problems. I'm not saying I'm 100% there now, but I'm a hell of a lot better than what I used to be. I can actually stop, think, then act, rather than just shoot first, ask questions later, like American police.
You're able to sit with yourself for a second, watch your emotions come by, and not just go straight to the other end. You're holding that one in well, aren't you? No, I'd agree. I've had quite a lot of relationships. but I do enjoy the lessons and the depths and the curiosity, and in a weird way, the problems that come with it all. You're facing a lot. You're trying to change a lot. But I would definitely agree on the same page. Being vulnerable, being with my emotions, actually, and even being more secure with the person I'm with now more than anyone else ever. It's all come about in a beautiful way, I'd say.
Yeah.
I do love the evolution of a person's relationships with them and their own relationship with themselves throughout that. Really.
Being vulnerable is something I've never been very good at doing. I don't even know if I'm that good at it now. I can be in some respects, but it depends on the person.
Well, who teaches us to be vulnerable, really? Because our fathers were so pent up, a lot of ours, and parents are where you have to go. How they regulate, how they feel, how they process, that's going to be where we learn it.
Yeah, so it's usually mums. But
yeah,
I grew up having to be the complete opposite of vulnerable with my mum.
Yeah, step up and be the man.
Be the man in the house, boy.
Yeah, I was quite... That's where I feel lucky and privileged. I'd say coddled, but she had to be there holding my hand in that hospital bed. Like, she was a little angel holding me together. If I didn't have her love, I'd be nowhere.
Yeah, crackhead.
Dead. Love yourself first, and everything else falls into line. You really have to love yourself to get anything done in this world.
Say that again, please.
Love yourself first, and everything else falls into line. You really have to love yourself to get anything done in this world.
Yeah, 100%. Because I've been bad for it as well. Because I've gone into relationships expecting them to make me happy, where realistically, if I don't learn to be happy with myself, then I cannot be happy with anyone else.
Yeah, hugely.
Because that's just codependence.
Yeah,
you literally can't really exist without that other person, which is a very bad thing. Because I think there's a fine balance between codependent and independent that you need to sort of master. Like anything in life, there's a fine balance between everything. But with that, like, I feel at the moment I'm probably a little bit too independent.
Yeah,
where I'm kind of like, I don't need this, I can do it on my fucking own.
But I don't think now, after processing, being with yourself a lot more, giving yourself more love, I don't think you're going to be what you could have been or were, which would be an avoidant person, because you get different attachment styles, as I said before. You've got your anxious attachment, your avoidant attachment. You
also get secure and disorganized attachment styles as well.
Yeah, there's so much to actually catch yourself and see all of that. Very hard.
But that's why, if anyone's thinking about it, that you should go to therapy, because you can have somebody impartial sit back and sort of analyse the things you're talking about and sort of identify the problems. And I think I have a massive fascination with identifying what the cause of the things, and then just sort of working your way back to
Sure. Yeah, agreed. There's a lot of... I'm going to go through... there's 12 points or so. We might have hit it a little bit, and we'll go through 2. You might think differently. Choose a person who has the ability to learn. A person who has the strength of a tree which is flexible in the wind and does not break when blasted with powerful gale force winds. Choose a person who has the ability to see and be alert to things around him or her. I suppose that touches adaptability, really, which is needed, especially all the circumstances, all the endeavours that relationships go through. I've had long ones, but not ridiculously long.
Yeah.
But definitely.
No, I think that's the most ideal partner, because I think there's a weird bubble in life. I think it comes from childhood, that you kind of have this outlook on things where everything is the way it's meant to be. Yeah. Everything's perfect. Like, this is how it is. But when you
just accept it.
When that bubble bursts and you start to realise, my mum doesn't know what she's doing. My dad doesn't know what he's doing. My fucking uncles don't know what they're doing. My aunts don't know what they're doing. Nobody knows what they are fucking doing.
Yeah.
And to find someone that has also acknowledged that, or like been exposed to that, is quite rare nowadays, because some people I think that comes from people masking their problems with drugs, alcohol, negative distractions and not actually working on themselves mentally.
Yeah, someone that's got a level of independence and grip on their life, definitely.
Yeah.
Another one, choose someone who, when you hurt them, they feel pain and they are willing to show it, and vice versa. When they hurt you, they see your pain and they feel sorry. A lot of people struggle with...
Did you read that out? Because that sounded a bit like gaslighting.
Choose someone who, when you hurt them, they feel pain and they are willing to show it, and vice versa. When they hurt you, they see your pain and they feel sorry.
Oh, right, yeah.
Connecting with one another's emotions, really, making them feel heard, understood. You talk it out. You're not belittling them. You're not, as a man, firing just logic their way. Really, you know?
Yeah.
Man, let me hit some more. I like that one. Choose a person who has an inner life, a hobby, whether it's drawing, writing, meditation, anything, something that they love. Choose someone who is on their own journey and sees you as a partner and fellow traveller on that journey. A person who is capable of being merged and separate with a bond between you which can stretch over distance and time without breaking. That's a hard thing, I'd say.
Yeah, 100%. Because I had a conversation recently with one of my friends who I've known for years and years, and he's just worked. And he's like me, he's a videographer, and his hobby became his job. And the problem with that is as great as that is, and it is good to do what you love for a living, but you have to learn to separate yourself from that. As much as you love it, you need to learn to separate yourself, because it's like giving a kid a bag of his favourite sweets. He's going to eat the entire thing and he's going to get sick of it, and he's never going to want to touch it again.
Yeah, literally.
So that you should take that approach to life, where you need that separation, you need that time out to come back to it, because otherwise you just get very bitter towards it. Whereas if you allow yourself to step away from that, completely distract yourself, or just put some energy into somewhere else, one, you'll feel better about what you're doing. Two, you actually probably become better because you're actually able to, you're not always in go mode.
Yeah, one thing I've noticed is, because the amount they might want to hang out with you, be with you, get the attention from you, they're long on quantity of time with you, but what really differs is that quality of time. I prefer having maybe an hour or two, but it's solid quality, being in the moment, connection, not just sitting in bed for a long old time watching crap, not really doing
binge eating.
Yeah, not doing anything productive or stimulating for yourself. There's no deeper conversation. There's no, you know what I mean, man.
But that sort of prevents codependence.
Yeah.
If you're getting with someone that has absolutely nothing going on in their life apart from work, then you are going to become the center of their fucking hell. If you get with somebody that only has work going on for them, absolutely nothing else, then you are going to become the center of their universe. Yeah,
which is a hard thing. It's a hard weight to carry, really.
Yeah, 100%. Because you then will probably start to feel guilty, or it's going to cause arguments and drama within the relationship when you want to go and do the stuff that you do on the side.
Definitely, mate. So 6, I've probably just gone through these random. Who cares? Choose someone who has similar passions in life to your own. A relationship is for making memories together. I'd say not crazy passions, like you're into videography. You're not going to... Someone doing videography as well, you're going to be on each other. I'd say for escapes, for moments to breathe with each other, hiking, walking, maybe running, something to support each other with in that area. Work, you know what I mean, hobbies and things over like passions. But these excerpts I'm taking from a lovely bloke called John. I enjoy his personal reflections, and here...
Just John?
That's the name.
Cheers, John.
I love... Yeah, his own personal reflection. I love viewing life as a canvas, and the material we use is the company we keep, and the painting we paint is the memories we make with them. Beautiful. Beautiful, John. And then a very important one. Choose someone who has values, similar values, about having children, childbearing, family members, the roots and roles for women and men, what kinds of marriage you want, money, religion, all concepts of life, really. Because, as I said, This is about the pragmatics of decreasing the friction in the relationship, and if there are differences, they should be worked out before there is a long-term commitment to the relationship. So I think that would only massively change depending on cultural differences. But obviously childbearing, like one of our friends doesn't want kids ever from a young age, really. But a lot of women, hard one to find.
Yeah, I'm not going to get too deep into that one.
No, we don't have to. I mean, opinions can change. I feel like some people could get to 40s, 50s quite easily with that, but being lonely can hit you in different ways, different times.
There's also, I don't know if other people have done it. I definitely have. It's where you start to change your opinion because of that, just to sort of make it go smoother.
Yeah, just conform a little bit more. You're suppressing your own beliefs. And
you kind of don't want to disagree with somebody.
Why can't I be a dick?
Do you want to deal with it, or
I don't know. I'm quite enjoying it. Yeah.
Daddy Schlong.
Daddy Schlong. 8. Choose someone who is compassionate and who is able to listen. Someone who gives you equal time. 9. Choose someone who can laugh at themselves and who knows how to stop an argument in mid-sentence. You don't want someone pent up all the time. You don't want someone not comfortable in their own skin.
Arguments for me, full stop, are a fucking red flag.
Well,
you can have disagreements, you can have discussions, but as soon as it breaks out into shouting or arguments, then go.
Yeah.
Bye-bye.
Yeah, different people have got different triggers and all sorts.
Absolutely no fucking need to shout at people.
No, I really struggle with it, to be fair.
I do. I get angry.
Yeah.
I get very fucking angry, and it leads me to do. I mean, I had an argument with a friend about a year or so ago, and I just saw red and punched him. Yeah, I can't deal with shouting or arguing. There's no need for it, because realistically, if you start shouting at someone, it's because you think you're better than them. It's an overly exaggerated way of making it known that they need to fucking listen to you. Whereas if you just sit down and have a conversation like adults, you can get through so much more.
Yeah.
Especially like people like me. If you want to tell me something and you came to me shouting, I'm just going to coil up and then I'm going to explode. There's also people that will get really intimidated, people that will start crying. Whereas if you just go sit down and, I mean, it doesn't work with everyone, but if you sit down and have a proper conversation, constructive conversation like an adult, no shouting, just quietly, and
this makes me feel
make so much more makes so much more progress.
Definitely. 10. Choose someone who is able to overlook certain faults or characteristics and know what you can live with. This is important because the things that are so cute and charming in the beginning, symbiotic stage of relationship can drive you insane later on.
Say that again, sorry. I keep listening and getting distracted. It's
alright.
They're
quite long sometimes, aren't they? We're literally just in a shack, if you can't guess. So
it's crack them.
Yeah, plenty of spiders, plenty of all sorts. Fair. Choose someone who is able to overlook certain faults or characteristics. And no, are you shushing a bug?
Yeah, with his shoe.
Choose someone who is able to overlook certain faults or characteristics and know what you can live with. This is important because the things that are so cute and charming in the beginning, symbiotic stage of relationship can drive you insane later on. You know what you said earlier, some people conform, they might not speak up about this little thing. It's like, oh, he doesn't even wash the dishes properly. He leaves soap on the dishes. To be fair, that gets me, actually.
Yeah, not raising concerns to keep the peace is just as toxic as screaming at someone.
Yeah, in a way, because it just bottles up, can mount up, pop out at the end of it.
Yeah, because you're just going to explode. And that's something I've found that's really common amongst women, is like they won't. The way I look at it is like, if we have one problem now, then we deal with that now. But a lot of females that I've had interactions with kind of get to they get one problem, it's fine, don't worry about it, it's fine, it doesn't really mean it. Gets to 50 and they fucking explode. And it's just like, really, like, I've gone all this time thinking you're okay with this thing, and you could have just come to me that first time and said, you've done this, I don't like that you've done it, can we have a conversation about it? More than happy to.
Yeah.
I don't want to feel like I've offended you, I don't want to hurt you, I want to know, if I'm stepping out of line, then tell me I'm stepping out of line, otherwise I am not going to learn. And then when you explode at me, it is going to end badly. that sounds a lot worse, and make it try. But do you know what I mean? Like if you're coming with that aggressive attitude, you're more than likely going to get aggressive attitude back. So if you just sort of chop it off at each an individual problem that comes along,
you got to catch it. Definitely, it's a hard thing to navigate. All these own emotions, their emotions. How do you hold another person's mind so softly and just go through everything like that? Really?
Yeah.
You got to fuck up. You got to go through your rough relationships. Definitely.
Yeah.
Just damage control, please. 11. Choose someone with whom you can be friends, not just lovers. Big time.
Yep.
Big time. Are you willing to do for your partner what you are willing to do for your girlfriend or your guy friend? Are you willing to sit and listen in minute detail to how that person thinks and to do what they would like to do? Is that person able and willing to do the same for you?
Just to go back to what you were saying about finding a friend and not just a lover, the problems that can cause, and I think that's a big problem. It has been a big problem. So, you know, you get these couples that will have an argument, and then the bloke will go to work, and then they'll go to the pub for the rest of the night, come home pissed out their head, and they'll just be avoiding the house the whole time. Realistically, I'm not one for going for a pub anyway, but if you've got a partner where you can feel like you can take them anywhere, that, you know, there's no animosity around things. Obviously, there's a level of compromise you've got to come to within a relationship anyway. But like, if you like going down the pub, you can't go down the pub every night. You know, you're gonna have to do those things with your missus, for your missus. But as long as it's an equal playing field where you know, it's not it's sort of 50-50 on the, I don't want to say transaction, because I feel like that makes it a bit bad, but in some respect it is transactional. You know, it's teamwork. That's the most important thing, and I think so many people forget about is that a relationship is
Definitely.
a team. There's two people in it, and you've got to do what you've got to do to make it work, and if it doesn't work, then fuck it off.
Yeah, it's you and them against the problem, not they're the problem.
Yeah.
On that note as well, what I have seen that is rife as well, I'm not dropping anyone in it, but people will know, is like at work, construction, all that's where the game is, people will just stay out.
Yeah.
People will just lie, like, oh, get back at 6 p.m, yeah, oh babe, I'm knackered, I'm just going to bed. Nah, they're out, man. Or they'll just purposely try and stay later at work, not go back and see the kids, see the wife. Oh, can't be arsed, mate. It's too much for me, that. But then I just think she feels down.
That's fucking horrible. Because realistically,
it's just avoidance, isn't it?
Yeah,
like, it is bad.
You think about it. That woman thinks she's finding her fucking soulmate, and then you have kids, and all he's doing is he's just staying out of the house the entire time. The amount of stress, like having kids, is so stressful from start to finish. It's stressful. And you're now having to do that on your own because your husband's a fucking emotional retard.
On the other hand, not to bash anyone, obviously, some lads are absolutely gold, their kids and everything. It's just such a mixed bag of people.
It's quite rare, though, I find.
Yeah. Well, one lad at work, he actually won his kids in court as well. That is rare.
Yeah.
That is rare. I commend that man. Oh my God.
She must have done something really wrong.
Well, who knows? I don't know the details. I just know the bloke's a bloody role model, really. Definitely. Big time. Well, I'll give one last nice one, because I think this is pretty much it, just for this little list that I'm reading through, because the bloke is such a beautiful bloke, honestly. And he says this is the most important, and he's got his own personal reflection again. Make sure that when you choose, you're choosing someone who makes your life bigger rather than smaller. That will tell you all you need to know. Okay, so I do like my quotes. I do a little bit of notes. I've got a lot on my mind to talk about and get through. I've got some womanly ones from an old gal back in the early 1900s, but I'm going to give you one first. You don't have to talk.
Oh, is this the one you wanted about earlier?
Yeah, you don't have to talk. You don't have to reply or whatever. I've just wanted to tell you it because I thought, wow, it just reminded me of you with pasts and stuff. But I was born when you kissed me. I died when you left me. I lived a few weeks while you loved me. I suppose that depends how heavily you did truly love. I feel like you decipher and you look into it quite deeply. Like a few weeks. I was with her for longer than that.
Oh, is this in terms of relationships?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I thought you meant in terms of like mum. I was like,
No.
Try again
just
then. Try me again.
I'll try you again. I was born when you kissed me. I died when you left me. I lived a few weeks while you loved me.
Yeah, mad.
Yeah, deep, mate.
It's alright.
It's alright. But on the kind of woman's quote, I only chose two from a woman, obviously, regarding blokes' relationships. Never trust a husband too far, nor a bachelor too near. The other, a good woman inspires a man, a brilliant woman interests him, a beautiful woman fascinates him, but a sympathetic woman gets him.
Nice. Very nice.
We're all out of on-the-fly talk. Because I found like these kind of clashed a bit. So let me know. A person isn't who they are during the last conversation you had with them. They're who they've been throughout your whole relationship. You with that? Do you rate that?
Yeah. Yeah, that just makes me think of like when you've had a relationship like 10 years ago and that person now holds that era of you in their mind of who you are, and so many people won't believe that you can change. It's like they're saying once cheat always cheat. Not the case at all. I can understand why people think that, and some people are that, but some people fuck up and make a mistake and completely change themselves from that lesson, that mistake they've made.
Yeah, the other one that coincides really. When someone shows you who they are, believe them the first time. So a person isn't who they are during the last conversation you had with them, they're who they've been throughout your whole relationship. The other, when someone shows you who they are, believe them the first time. The first time can be messy, infatuated, lust, really trying to get a hold of you if they want you for the wrong reasons, really. I don't know, I like them, but there can be a lot of debate within quotes as well.
Yeah, I don't necessarily, I don't know, it's hard because at what point do you think or believe that you've seen who someone is?
Yeah, there's so many facets of a character in one, isn't there?
Yeah, it's just like statistically speaking, it takes 4 years to actually get to know someone. So unless you've really been through it, the good times and the bad times, that's what you should really judge is what they're like through. Because anybody can be a good person through the good times, but going through bad times and being a good person still, then like so many people just can turn into utter cunts.
Yeah, I feel like if you truly love someone, then you're gonna love all shades of them, aren't you?
Well, it's taking the rough with the smooth, isn't it?
Yeah, you're gonna hold them when they're at the lowest. If you don't know me at my worst, you don't deserve me at my best, and all that.
I've said that a couple of times to partners before in the past.
Fair enough, isn't it?
Because as soon as I've gone down, and not necessarily I probably was a bit of a cunt, but when I've gone down in an episode or whatever, then they will be like, oh, fuck this, I can't do this. It's just like, message me, let me know when you're like better and back on top of things. It's like, no, fuck off.
Yeah, no, if you're not
because if the shoe was on the other foot, you'd be like, no chance, absolutely fucking not.
Too right. So
to you, fuck off.
So the third one, what a legend, Friedrich Nietzsche, philosopher, German philosopher actually.
Nine.
There is all, because I click with it a lot. I agree with it. And I feel like you might have seen the shades of this side of it as well with people. There is always some madness in love, but there is also always some reason for madness.
Not sure I quite get it.
Well, relationships can be tense, high emotional states, isn't it? You do fall madly in love with some people, and if they're not reciprocating, if they're pushing you back, if they're not actually answering their own emotions, and like the points earlier, they will feel your pain and they will talk about it, yada yada. There is a reason for some madness.
Yeah. You could definitely fall too hard as well.
Yeah, you can get pretty scary on the madness scale, can't it?
Some people will fall so hard that they just again become codependent.
Yeah, I think in the midst of the high emotional madness states in some of my relationships, that was where I realised, damn shit, man, I'm avoidant, really. Damn, like I buried my head in the sand. I wasn't emotionally mature enough to process and deal with them as well. To a degree, I'd probably say I was a bit intimidated by the depth of the emotion that they would show, and I wasn't ready to be processing and going through it with so much happening.
Why do you reckon that was, though?
There was probably a lot of shit back then, mate. I was dealing with a lot of stuff, and then all of it on top. Because I feel like back then I would need the day or so to process some things that have just gone on, to try and find my feet, find myself, find the right way forward. But a lot of the times it was just now. Answer me now. Yeah. I need to know now. It's like I'm overstimulated. I'm overloaded. Damn, give me a minute, please. But then obviously the chase gets the head further dug into the sand. So yeah.
I think this might have been something in your relationships as well. You used to be fucking horrendous at taking responsibilities for when you fucked up.
Oh yeah.
It was so funny to you do something really bad. It's like, no, fuck off, that's fine.
Damn you. A bit more of one to the listener as well. Many people tell me that when they're single, they feel confident, secure, and healed. But once they're in a relationship, all their fears and old patterns resurface. This is because a relationship will reflect back to your relationship with yourself. It will change you to communicate more effectively, enforce boundaries, and be more vulnerable. Not finished. Where was I? A relationship is not a place where we go to avoid ourselves. It's where we go to confront ourselves and grow. A relationship is a classroom.
I used to be the opposite of that.
What?
I was always
secure, secure, independent.
I always used to be the most confident when I was in a relationship. And I noticed it, and this, I don't care if it sounds big-headed, I noticed it because when I went out on my own with my friends, without my partner at the time, I'd have girls come up to me and try and hit on me. But when I'm out on my own, I don't get that. Didn't get that. When I've not been in a relationship, I didn't get that. So that's kind of like an indicator that I always remember that I always felt happier in a relationship, and always felt, and maybe that's codependence. I don't know how to dissect that, but I definitely was the opposite of what you just said.
You could pick into it a bit too much. It sounds like you were quite just more secure, really. You knew where you was at. You had some stability, really.
But I also wasn't, because something like I don't know.
It's a strange thing, relationships, isn't it? And then seeing yourself.
But I feel like a relationship forces you to pick at yourself, to like realise your own flaws.
Well, definitely that's where it says relationship is a classroom. Like, you have to invert into yourself, really, because that's where problems with trauma and emotional communication your struggles show. And women, as we know, they're way better at talking emotionally and actually explaining things, being with themselves, and we suck. So, I mean, I've gone head over for relationships, quite on and on, facing challenges, problems, all sorts of stuff. Not a lot of time on my own. I feel like I've always been all right on my own, because before I did face so much stuff, because I had to so soon, because I had so many questions. I was stuck in a prison in my little head. So, yeah, I think I just ran through a lot of things, a lot of experiences, a lot of life lessons as quick as I possibly could.
That's something we spoke about earlier, wasn't it? About the emotional maturity. Women tend to be more emotionally mature, emotionally intelligent, and emotionally aware.
And men
don't. And a lot of women will say, I really want a man that's in touch with his feelings, this, that, and the other. But then I found recently, when it comes to that, they're just kind of like, what the fuck do I do now? Because
they get what they want.
The two great tragedies of life is not getting what you want and getting what you want.
Yeah, definitely. So I think if anyone's going to take anything away, do fucking reflect.
Oh, fuck yeah.
At least
you'll be happy for it as well. I mean, they do say the more intelligent you get, the more depressed you become, but it's also a case of not masking your emotions anymore, because like I've been through it before and I still go through it now, is where you're starting to feel a certain way and you start to like pull yourself back, I don't want to fucking feel that, so you distract yourself with something else. Whereas if you actually confront that feeling, that emotion at that time, then you're not going to have like this, it's almost like a muscle tension in your body, but it's not actually there. When you actually like start to acknowledge that and it releases, you feel so much fucking better.
Beautiful fucking thing, mate.
But it is also still physical tension in your body when you're avoiding things, because you just kind of like hold yourself in a different way. Whereas if you acknowledge all of that, then you kind of learn to relax.
Oh yeah, the more I'm reading into it and learning, because I'm at the beginning of all my deep like learning things. Oh god, complicated. But even stress, trauma, all gets held in the body. People don't just do yoga and people didn't just do yoga all the way back then for nothing, man.
Yeah.
There are a lot of perspectives, a lot of variances with, oh god.
Well, a lot of people link like cancer and whatever to trauma. Whether it's actually scientifically proven, I don't know, but it would make sense.
Man, some people even go so far as to say that you can heal your body with water fasting, with how you are in your mind. It gets all very spiritually, very deep, and all sorts of, oh man. I'm wondering whether to do this little rant or not, to be honest. It's not really on the dating side of it. It's just mental health and stuff.
Let's do that on another episode.
Yeah. I'm going to touch this like on a weird side of things. I'm not going to follow it up with a lot. I just want to put it out there. But I've even read like the population's testosterone has dropped 60%. At least 60%. Oh God, all right. Retake.
Fucking beatboxing over.
Weirdly, I've read the population's testosterone has dropped 60%, at least since the 70s, and it's averaging out 1% less a year now. All of this is from a handful of studies I found, actually. And further with that, men's sperm count is also dropping significantly, along with the other things I've seen, such as microplastics, found in our fucking testicles, man. And then found in the hearts of people, blood vessels, fish, salmon farms, hell, crops, all sorts of shit, man. Like,
I also think there's so many more causes than just that, obviously. But I think testosterone levels, it makes sense that they would have gone down because we don't need as much testosterone to survive anymore. It's so easy to be comfortable in life, whereas back in the 70s, there's still somewhat a challenge to survive, so you had to have more of your wits about you. But realistically, you walk down the street now, what challenge are you going to face? Fuck all. There might be a chance that some pisshead's going to walk past you and want to start a fight, but that's like 1 in 100 chance that's going to happen.
It's all down to diet as well.
Yeah,
all sorts messes you up, man, doesn't it? I just found it a bit weird, really.
Probably down to exercise.
It's
it's down to it's down so much.
Plethora of things, isn't it? Well, that is quite a topic. We didn't get crazy deep.
Now it's time for Felipe's questions.
Philippe, would you like to help us?
Our producer has brought some questions with him. I think we're going to make it a new feature. The Felipe question time.
Do you want them both at the same time or one each?
Could do.
First one and talk about the first one.
I was going to say could do one each, then we ask each other that question or something.
Right.
Wait,
just do one.
Do one.
Yeah,
you give your opinion.
You pick. You pick. Yeah, you read it to yourself, and then let me read it, and then.
Well, you want my answer straight away? Or?
No, put it down.
Okay,
Let me read it.
Crazy.
That's actually quite a good question.
Scrambled my brain.
I would say, are you going to read it first?
Oh yeah, you're gonna have to read it. Otherwise, it's gonna be like, what the fuck are you on about? So
they can read mine, surely.
this,
Go on.
read minds. Yeah, we wouldn't really need to do this podcast if we were doing that.
One day, maybe. One day.
Fucking Elon and his. All right, so this question is, what's a dating red flag that most people overlook?
A dating red flag that most people overlook.
Let's make it a bit more personal. What's yours and what's mine? You go first.
I feel like I could just flip it back on me, like my own red flag. Like I trip myself up.
No. Make it about like what. So let's say you're single now, and you're looking for a partner. What would be the biggest red flag that would make you go, nah, there's no chance of going near you?
Their emotional state and where they are in their head in dealings with trauma, past, how they hold themselves. There's a number of things. Hell, I could be
Just fucking pick one.
Yeah, their emotional state. They could be absolutely messed up and not even healed in the slightest, man. And I am pretty in there with emotional talk and like just trying to figure things out, heal, sort it out, be there.
Yeah, I feel like that's a little. I feel like I can be expanded a little bit because there's a difference between being emotionally distraught and accepting the fact that you're in that position and you've got some time to heal. That's like the first stages of healing. Whereas there's some people that will just sit in it and rot in it for the rest of their life.
It's being lost within it, not being able to see that they're lost within that area because they could be abusing drugs, they could be literally lost, going in circles. It's that they get stuck in that same pattern, doing the same shit.
Yeah. So yours is probably more or less social, fucking emotional awareness then.
Yeah, what they're doing really, where they're at in life. Some people like jobs, work and everything, but I'm not so bothered about that. Looks, I like quirkiness and things. I've got a different aspect of beauty and all sorts of things in my head, really. So yeah, definitely that. The emotional awareness and the situation that they're in, because you can't see that straight away from the get-go. You do 3 dates, you're not going to know deeply where they're at in life. Like you could get with someone and be like, oh shit, like they could have been sectioned, they could actually have these things, could have whatever.
Yeah,
and you're unknowing.
Their job and belongings and possessions don't reflect that either, because you could have absolutely nothing but all the emotional awareness in the world, where you could also have absolutely everything and fucking none of it.
And then if they've hidden that aspect of themselves because they know you're a strong man to be able to support them and potentially help them, so love is a damn strong thing. If they grasp that on you, then you do anything to help them, can we get a bit messy there?
Yeah.
What would you say your red flag is that you overlook?
People thinking that right now they are their finished product. There's absolutely nothing more that's going to change. And I have had an encounter like this before.
Yeah.
And it was just the most bizarre thing. Because, like, 26 now, let's just say they're the same age as me. I think they are, actually.
And she thought she was just the bee's knees.
That's it, nothing more. That's it.
Yeah.
You take me or fucking leave me. And it was just like, really? Like, you like, I'm not saying you're a bad person right now. I'm not saying you're a good person. But, there are, it's kind of like, you can have an equal playing field across what's good and bad about yourself. And if you're not willing to work through the bad things and make yourself the best person possible, because I'm such an advocate for self-development.
Oh,
so if you're not willing to develop on yourself, then it's a no from me.
Yeah, definitely. I think we're always a student of life forever. It's all about your self-development, your self-understanding. Man, life's a fucking journey, bro.
Yeah, you can also be in a position where you are happy with who you are today, but you just have to be willing to acknowledge. I guess that goes with awareness as well. You have to be willing to acknowledge that you are never going to be the final product, but as long as you're constantly working towards that, then you will be a better person.
Yeah, I understand being content, taking the time out, chill out and enjoy the fruits of your labour, but what's next?
Yeah.
The goalposts forever move. No matter what you smash, no matter what goal you get, you're not going to be that happy with it for long, man.
No. It's the pursuit of happiness, not the happiness of the... No, it's... There's a saying something along the lines of, it's not the pursuit of... It's not the happy... Fuck. It's not the pursuit of happiness, it's the happiness of the pursuit.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's what makes you happy.
Yeah. There's another...
Finally fucking got it out.
Oh, well done. There's a secret side that everyone struggles with, and that's it can be beneficial to romanticise the darkness and the pain within it all, because it's all a part of it. The yin, the yang, the bad, the good.
The good.
Where's the other one then? What we play again? I feel like he's giving a good one and then a straight up obvious one.
People are going to want to know the obvious though.
Say it, brother.
Do you think dating apps and social media has improved or worsened relationships or the dating experience?
Worsened. It's easier to cheat. It's easier to hide everything. You're never satisfied. There's more.
Always a pretty girl.
Always, well, yeah. You have to seriously be content and
You're part of the
strong.
fucking problem, mate.
Yeah.
Yeah,
mate.
see, do you know what? I'm going to be devil's advocate here. I'm going to disagree. I'm
Do
not
it.
going to solely disagree with you, but I am going to disagree with you on an extent because, yes, it is easier to cheat. Yes, it is easier to hide things, but it also is easier to get caught cheating. People like stories on nights out.
Yeah, of course it is.
It
Definitely.
definitely hasn't done it any favours whatsoever, but I don't know. I feel like...
Back in the day, man, no one knew what the hell was going on. I know I'm only 26, but I work with a hell of older people on site, lorry drivers. Lorry drivers used to have little like ham hock radios or whatever, and they'd be driving along. And obviously, you've always got the lay-by women, but so in some respects, some towns, villages, whatever, some women would have the radios, and it was just like, I'm cooking up this. Who's about? It was way easier back then because you could hide it so much easier. Yeah. So potentially, really, maybe it's always just been a mess, but there's just more of a magnifying glass on it now.
Yeah, definitely.
I'd say now, though, falling for lust and falling and seeing way much more, it can enroach you a hell of a lot easier. It can make you fall down so much easier. Make you think of, oh, well, I could have this, I could have that.
Yeah, and it's like back in the day, it wasn't really always about love. I think it was more so potentially in like the working to middle class. But you look and you can see it in, well, I don't know if you see it in movies and stuff, but one of the biggest concerns for men picking a partner was the size of her hips, childbearing hips, and all that sort of shit. Like, it used to be so transactional, which it still is a little bit now. But we're on like the back end of this generation where everyone's so repressed they don't talk about anything, and that leads to rape, domestic abuse, child abuse, fucking like childhood trauma, and all that sort of stuff. Whereas now we're all getting to a point where we can actually, I wouldn't say feel comfortable. We're a long way off feeling comfortable about talking about how we actually truly feel, but we are getting there. We're constantly getting a step closer as the days go by.
Yeah, I would like to be an advocate for that, because one man's story could ripple and help and save a lot of others.
I mean, you're right. That's why we're doing this podcast, isn't it? Really, because like we've known what it's like to repress ourselves like crazy. We both grew up without our dads really in the picture, and still not in the picture nowadays. So it's kind of like to show people that, yeah, okay, it's been shit. It doesn't always have to be shit. Let your past experiences sort of mould you into the person that you've learnt not to be.
The darker the shadow, the brighter the light.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. I'm sure, and I hope, I will, with the human show as the side thing for myself, I'll be giving my story to a fair degree, really. I'm not going to go guns blazing with everything I've been through, but maybe bit by bit, maybe if there's a community with like-minded people, then things can get shared a bit more. People can be open a bit more, because, yeah, man, there is a bit of generational trauma and bullshit all the way from World War One that we've all been dealing with and holding on to.
I reckon we are only, let's just say we're only 2 episodes into this. I say we get a few more episodes into this. We get a few more episodes into this, and we go and do something for men's mental health charity.
Yeah, definitely.
I've got my own plan of what I want to do to be endorsing men's mental health anyway, but I feel like just go. I don't actually know what sort of events go on, because every time, like, I've done my charity MMA fights, and it's always been fucking cancer research, which I'm not disregarding cancer, but I'd rather go for something a little bit closer to home, because no one in my family's ever had cancer. And I think it's something that's massively neglected at the minute as well. Hugely,
and we're going to be hitting more on it. But that makes me feel like I want to just say this even more now, because it is a bit rough and it is pretty sad. But we are doing this for the men's mental health, really. Everyone's mental health.
Oh, fuck yeah.
Everyone.
We can just sort of understand it more from our perspective. Which I mean, I'm always down for trying to understand it from a female's perspective. Anyone's really, I think across it all, it is quite translatable.
Yeah, that's why I want to do the human show as well. There's so many people, especially older generational people, that have made it through, changed pain to power, and have really brought it on. I'm going to fucking say it anyway, but sadly in this mental health crisis, so many people are taking their lives. Because I want to touch on it, because literally this past week at work, I've been shown a footballer, Jack Badger, who was only 24. He's taken his own life. And sadly, another man, a YouTuber, Johnny Gascoigne, who has done the same. And it's heart-wrenching, man. Really, a weight no parent should bear. I send my condolences to the families, any other man or woman struggling in these literal, hidden, dark times up in here. I truly wish, for the love of everyone, we can all pull ourselves above from within and support our fellow humans. And ultimately, my last one, don't worry, I just believe we must help ourselves to change shame to love, disempowerment to empowerment, and have this evolved, healthier sense of being touch those around us and to our children to come. Because look at what the world is. Physical and mental illness is increasing, wars ongoing, profits climbing, with their classes widening. We cannot discern the differences between truth and falsehood with the technology coming. How long are we going to ignore our own self-education, our self-understanding, what the world is and where it is actually going with our fucking leaders now? It's a heavy hitter, but at the same time, it's hard times, mate, isn't it?
Right.
So, yeah. So we will start the human show from your Colby and Harry duo, because shit does need to be talked about, really. And it might be a bit cringy doing all dating and stuff.
If you don't like it, fuck off.
But it's all applicable. Every human runs the journey of life. And hopefully I'm able to find a lot of humans that are willing to give their voice. And not just the shallow stuff, because I know a hell of a lot of you have been through a hell of a lot of stuff. And I think for the younger generation, it's time to actually talk a bit about that. So, yeah.
Yeah, alright, so we leave that there because there's not much more for me to say.
No,
but
I'm
next
happy with that.
episode is going to be on mental health. We will be. There's so much more I want to say, but we've just sat and done how long have we been recording now? About an hour and a half. Yeah, like let's not make this into a Joe Rogan.
Yeah, seriously.
So we'll touch on that in the next episode. So if you're watching on YouTube, like, share, comment, subscribe. If you're watching on anything else, then I don't know what you're doing. Anything else, download it. Tell your mates, tell your mum, tell your dad.
Shout out your dad.
Tell your kids. Not your kids. That's probably not a good idea.
Just cheers for listening. If you got this far, honestly, thank you.
Bye.